Baka. Ya uba baka. Ya la wolo ha. So film hall a. Ka hapụrụ. Nekwebe mbaka. Mbaka ka le bọọlụ ụlọ be. Nekwe. Ha bara be ya ọkụ. Nekwe mbaka gwụrụ agwụ ma dịbị tank ya magere gwụchara agwụ. Nekwebe mbaka. Nekwebe mbaka. Nekwesị ụlọ mbaka. Ọ gwụrụ agwụ. Ihe niile gwụrụ agwụ. Ọ ha ma ihe ndị ha bukọjiri bifo ọgba n'ụlọ ọkụ. Na friji ya. Hello, ụlọ mbaka dị ha. Nekwe ya. Ha ụlọ mbaka. Ha gbara be mbaka ọkụ. Gbakwara nekwe. Ọkwa ụlọ ka abịara imechi o. Abịakwara imechi n'ụlọ.
So it's happening every time, every day, every hour, every minute in Biafra land. This is what these so-called soldiers are doing in different communities in Biafra land, if you don't know. But you will never see any of these lawmakers or any of these senators or governors come out now to condemn this particular act. Have you seen any of them come out now to talk about this particular danger, this particular destruction that is going on in Southeast now? None of them will ever come out to condemn this. But they keep talking about the insecurities in Southeast. They keep talking about what is happening in Southeast because they are benefiting from all these things. It's because they are the ones benefiting from all these things. You can see how they are bombing different communities, destroying homes. This particular festival period, you see what is going to happen around the communities in Biafra land. They will kidnap so many innocent youth and tag them IPOB. Believe me, that is why we'll continue to struggle. That is why we'll continue to fight. That is why we'll continue to expose them. We'll continue to expose their bad acts and bad deeds, so that the whole world will realize what is actually happening in Southeast. Now, listen to this important information. If you are a true Biafran, relax and listen. Then you understand the cause and the battle we are fighting.
Not be determined by few individuals.
I am not.
Or by a country that continues to kill our citizens just because of their ideology. I thank all Biafrans that we are in Finland. We made it. We've declared the United States of Biafra. We are now an independent state. And I'm very, very happy to inform everyone that our lawyers, both international and local, we continue to apply the rules in making sure that United States of Biafra stands as an independent country being recognized by member countries in the world. I thank God for leading most of us back to our bases. After what happened to our Prime Minister a few weeks ago, as some of you may be aware, it took all of us by surprise. But again, we know that it is one of those things that is bound to happen, because our Prime Minister has always said he's looking for a day like that to be able to let the world know what Biafrans are going through in the hand of the terrorist state of Nigeria. Our Prime Minister is hale and hearty. They are just delaying him. There's no crime accused. According to, they're just doing investigation, which they review every 2 weeks. And it is okay. After what happened to our Prime Minister, there was, again, I tell people, the structure of the United States of Biafra has been laid down by our Prime Minister from beginning to end. Unless the person is not true to this course, unless the individual is not following our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. Anyone following our Prime Minister and believing what he is doing, we know that he set the template for Biafra restoration from beginning to end. Nothing is left out. Everybody everybody has their job assigned to them. But once our Prime Minister is not in the picture, somebody have to step in to help Biafrans achieve those templates that the Prime Minister has laid out. So when the issue happened, then we had Brigade Cabinet. Some individuals in Brigade Cabinet met with the CRC, the Conflict Resolution Committee, and they said they want to appoint somebody that is going to take the place of the Prime Minister. The Conflict Resolution Committee now issued a memo requesting for Biafrans, Brigade members that want to step into the issue of our Prime Minister to submit papers so that they can go and review them and then vote and make them the interim Prime Minister, even though the PM has set the template for the structure of the government. The Brigade Cabinet members, upon seeing this letter, called for an emergency meeting and called on the chairperson of this Conflict Resolution Committee in the person of Imam Maduabu. And we were surprised on why this letter. PM had already had a structure. So why this letter to request for people to apply for the position of the Prime Minister? Eventually, the Brigade Cabinet members noted that this is inappropriate, and they took a vote to suspend the Conflict Resolution Committee in a vote of about 20 in favor and about 9 against. Then after that, there were so many commotions, and I believe eventually the Prime Minister was able to see that letter. Then, through our internal attorney, through our PM civil attorney, a WhatsApp was opened. I just saw myself inside our WhatsApp forum. And in that WhatsApp, there were 4 other individuals in that WhatsApp that was opened by PM's civil attorney. There was Honorable Imam Madabo, there was Honorable Ogenkere, there was Honorable Uche Obi, the European representative, and there was myself. In that WhatsApp, the PM's attorney informed everyone, these individuals that was in that WhatsApp, that she reached out to PM to avoid chaos, to avoid crisis that some people are finding. And the PM has clearly stated to those individuals on that WhatsApp that the leadership, his surrogate, will be Madam Dr. Ngazi until PM will be able to join us. Excuse me. That was what happened. Since after that notice was given, some individuals in this struggle that claimed they were following the Prime Minister become very sad. They were not following rules. I tried to reach out to a couple of individuals that I know has things to do for the Prime Minister. I reached out to the Defense Minister. I reached out to Honorable Ogenkere, the Finance Minister. I requested for a private meeting with them to ensure that the government continues. The Defense Minister obliged, and I met with him for some minutes or hours. The finance minister, Güñbättłè, refused to meet with me. I called several times. I sent him messages. He refused to attend. I called several cabinet meetings. We sent him the invitation to come to meeting so that we will know where our finances stand. I'm not going to go into details of some of the reports I got from some of the men on ground whom I've been part of helping to make sure that things are running smoothly. But rather than work with the government and the structure that our Prime Minister has established, the Finance Minister, Honorable Güñbättłè, decided to do his own thing. I requested to talk with Success, because every now and then in meetings that PM and I has been, I know every now and then, not in all cases, because PM's way, nobody knows it. Anybody that comes out to tell you he's doing this with a PM in that way, that person is not being sincere. Because PM follows the experiences of what happened in the past, and he's very, very cautious. In fact, you will not know that what you are doing, another person is doing it. And that is the way PM operates. I try to reach out to Success because every now and then, he's the one that helped to run errands on ground. He refused. While the brigade cabinet members keep trying to reach Güñbättłè in up to 4 meetings, which he refused to attend. A couple of cabinet members tried to broker peace to see how they can get him to come to the brigade cabinet meetings. He refused. At a point, when one of the cabinet members reached out to him, he said he's not going to attend a meeting unless Success is at the meeting. So, knowing what I know, I already know what is going on. And I don't need anybody to tell me anything. My own is to make sure that when we raise money for our Prime Minister, who is one of our biggest fundraisers, we want to make sure that the money we are raising for our Prime Minister is going to the appropriate places that he requested, not to another place. And there's no way we can know unless I talk to these two individuals. They refused to meet with me. They connived with somebody we have in the homeland, Augustine Ekoyo, who is the Ebonyi State Administrator. I tried to tell Ekoyo. There were two individuals that brought the Prime Minister's name, the Ekberima and Abudanda. One of the individuals, Emeka Ghana, reached out to me and he said, because the PM has already promised these two individuals that they're going to get a plaque in Finland. So, I asked them that it's important that I confirm where this Emeka Ghana is going to pay the money, because we have a federal account in Homeland. I reached out to the finance minister, a former institute in Homeland, to see if he can help me check the money that Emeka Ghana paid in the 4 million, because Emeka said he's going to pay 4 million for that name. And then the other lady in NSA, she's going to pay 2 million. And they asked me for the account, which I gave them. After they made the payment, because the person that won in Mighty Dot is in America, so we don't. He doesn't really need local account. So when I asked Ekoyo, the one managing our account in Homeland, to confirm if that 6 million was paid into the local account, she told me she do not have access to that account. Then I reached out to, she told me the person that have access. And I reached out to the person to confirm if that money was paid into that account. He told me that I do not have a right to that account at this point. So obviously, some people are working together behind the scene. For what I don't know, I have an idea, but that's not what I'm going to say here. Moving forward, when PM was inaccessible in a Telegram group that was established for the state administrators, we have two groups, a WhatsApp group for the state administrators and stakeholders, and we have the Telegram group. Because of the absence of PM, I told Ekoyo to add me to that Telegram for the 40 state administrators so that I can monitor what is going on. He refused to do that, and there was a reason why I was not in that Telegram earlier on when PM opened that account, which is not what I'm going to be saying now. But when I asked the Minister of State to add me to that Telegram group, this success was very, very aggressive to that MOS. He cursed him, he abused me. There's nothing he didn't say. He told the MOS that he should never add me in that Telegram group with some of the lies that he talked about. And MOS confronted him that he does not have the power to take the COS out from that group. Then immediately the MOS added me to that 40 state Telegram group. The Success and this Ekoyo and another guy, they left the group. And I have proof of many times I tried to reach out to these individuals after what happened to PM. But for some reason, it looks as if there's somebody they're working for. Fast forward to the Brigade Cabinet fundraising. We had a Brigade Cabinet meeting. And because we've invited the finance minister several times to the meeting, and he refused. Then he requested for a flyer to be made for fundraising. So we called a Brigade Cabinet meeting. And in that meeting, the whole Brigade Cabinet members agreed to suspend the fundraising just for 1 week. Because if the finance minister refuses to come to our meeting, if he believes he's working for United States of Biafra, if he believes our PM Simon Ekpa is his boss, and this is a cabinet that represents Simon Ekpa, then there's no reason why he should not attend the meeting for the cabinet. It was in that meeting that the Brigade Cabinet members agreed that we are going to suspend the fundraising for 1 week so that we can put our house in order. It's not just easy to tell Biafrans to donate money, and we've called our finance minister to meeting several times, and he refused to come to the meeting. We must put our house in order, and that was what we tried to do during this transition period from the Brigade Cabinet to the United States of Biafra. As a new country, there are things that we have agreed to do. There are a couple of United Nations charter that the country have agreed to live by. There are some human rights issues that United States of Biafra have agreed to live up to for the world to recognize us, for us to get the recognition that we need. And those things are some of the things we're trying to restructure, some of the few things. But for some reason, some people went out there, the finance minister, Ogen Keres, the ex-information minister, Sonny Akbarawa, and the ex-deputy information, Rafael Ajere, just go to the back, confusing people, just sending out information that are not correct, that I'm canceling fundraising, this, that. And some people buy into this misinformation. Now, as we speak, they believe that the PM has no right to make me the one in charge. They believe they are the ones in charge So we can never have two masters in one ship because the ship is going to capsize. Some of them even say that PM didn't say that. This Ajere, he said it was not from the PM, that instruction. And they, three of them are flowing with that. But that's not the issue that I am interested in addressing right now. Anybody can believe what they want. It is my duty to let Biafrans know what is going on. And it is the duty of Biafrans to make sure nobody sabotages this struggle in any way. As a new country, there's been a couple of things going on. And nobody, again, let me be clear, nobody has changed anything in our fundraising on the back end. Everything is still like that. What the Brigade Cabinet members wanted is just to get clarification from our finance minister. You cannot be a finance minister for an organization. Even if you borrow that organization 100 million, you must be able to tell the organization, this is what we put in, this is what we put out, that we help the new administration to plan. We have to cut our coat according to our size. But some people think there should be nothing like that. So everybody should start operating in their own way, the way they feel, because they have the power to do that. But the cabinet of the United States of Biafra, we are not going to operate like that. We have a responsibility to Biafrans. We have a responsibility to keep our angels going 24/7. That is our responsibility. And Biafrans are ready to contribute money to help do that. But we must make sure the money that is being contributed under His Excellency, the Prime Minister, goes to his people and not to another people. Now, moving forward, those of you that have been following our Prime Minister, the Prime Minister has always said, upon the declaration of the United States of Biafra, the Brigade Cabinet will be dissolved. I know he has said that publicly and privately. And that is exactly what I did. With the power vested in me and in nobody else. It is me that invested that power because I know the reason why he requested for that to happen. Which is not what I'm going to start explaining here. If somebody respects our Prime Minister, Simon Eber, and he gave that order, why should the person or the individual try to disobey that order? And they will tell you that they are fighting for Biafra. They want to raise funds for Biafra. Is it the job of the finance department, headed by Sonny Akbara, want to be talking about raising money for the Biafra restoration? It's not his job. But for some reason, they all decided to do what they think they want to do. As we are speaking right now, the finance minister now has sent out a WhatsApp, a Zoom meeting for the 40 state administrators in Homeland to meet with him tomorrow. But he refused to come to the meeting with the person that the Prime Minister have given the power. But he went, this is just to disorganize and disrupt. But you know what? Not in this struggle where I am. This case is dead on arrival, and they will fade if they want to. Like I said again, I don't know their issue. I'm not going to get into that. But we have a defense minister that is currently attending to some issues in defense. And that is the right thing to do. Because when PM was available, most things come to him. Most information come to him. But all of a sudden, because is out, some people think they are the ones